Are you using the correct amount of bread dough for your tin? Maybe you're following a recipe but you're never quite satisfied with the results. Well, it's possible that you are using too little dough or too much dough for your tin. Stick around and I'm going to show you a simple calculation to get the perfect loaf of bread every time.
Hi everybody! Welcome to our new YouTube channel. Hi everybody, my name is Rosie. Welcome to our new YouTube channel. Today we're making bread. Ready!
Hello and welcome to our cooking channel. Today me and my kids are going to teach you how to make a simple sandwich bread. There are so many different bread recipes online, and one thing I noticed is no one ever really talks about loaf tins. I make bread every week and I've been doing it for a number of years, and one of the biggest problems I faced, and no one really explained this, was how much dough do I need in my tin? Now, I've got my own formula and I'm going to share this with you. I hope you can make quality bread every time you try. So the first thing you need to know is the volume of the tin. You need to discover how much water is needed to fill the top of the tin. And to do this, I popped it on a scale, I set the scale to 0 and I filled it to the top. For this tin, it took 1800 milliliters of water. That's 1.8 liters of water. Now, listen carefully. I've worked out for the correct amount of water for the dough, you need to calculate 22.2% of the total volume of the tin. Right. So on a calculator, what I did was I pressed 22.2. Right? Then I divided that by 100. Then I multiplied it by the total volume of the tin, in which case 1800. My answer was 400 milliliters, almost 400 milliliters. So it tells me that for this size tin, I will need 400 milliliters of water. So I'm going to do that, add it to a bowl. Okay, the kids are going to do this. We're going to add a little bit of sugar to the water. So you just want to sprinkle. The reason why we're going to do that is because it helps feed the yeast when we put the yeast in. So it's going to kind of activate it a bit faster. Just a sprinkle. Yeah. A bit more. Okay, give that a whisk. Right, so this I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. The more yeast you use, the faster it will ferment. That's it really. So if you use less yeast, it's just going to take longer to ferment. But on the other hand, you're going to get a better tasting bread the longer you leave it. If you see closely, it's starting to bubble. This is like a couple of reasons why you want to do this is, you know, your yeast is active. If it doesn't bubble, your bread's not going to work. So the yeast is active, bubbling away there. The next thing we're going to do, add the flour.
Is mine bubbling away?
How much flour do we add? It's all about hydration.
What's hydration?
What's hydration? Hydration is the amount of water ratio to flour. Okay? If you've heard of 100% hydration, that means if you got 100 grams of water, then it's 100 grams of flour, equal parts. There's different recipes call for different things. If you're making a sourdough, sometimes they talk about 80%, right? It just gets harder to work with. The wetter the dough, it becomes difficult. And if you're not used to that, it's a little bit of experience. You need to work with more hydrated doughs. What we're going to do is a hydration of around 65%. I take 400 milliliters of water. And I'm going to divide that by 66.6%. Right? I'm being precise here. And times it by 100. That's going to give me 600 grams of flour.
600.
What we're going to do then is we're going to add the flour to the water, just little bit by little bit.
Now?
Yeah.
Whisk it.
Whisk it.
Do you like being yeast? Oh yeah.
Whisk it.
Oh my goodness, it's starting like it's coming into, it looks like a bit like pancake dough to me. It comes back with the dough.
I do a little bit. Stir all the flour in.
Hey, that's no fair. It comes back with the dough.
Then keep adding a bit more.
Come back with the dough. Oh, it's starting to look like porridge.
After a while, it's going to get so thick,
Let's see.
you're not going to be able to use a whisk. I think that's where we're at now. So what I'm going to do is change it for a spoon.
So you're cleaning it.
Go clean that. You keep stirring it.
Wait. How long do we stir it?
Stir.
It's like porridge dough. Say that. Wait.
Okay, we've added just over half. We've added just over half the amount of flour. So now we're going to add some salt.
Done.
1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt.
There you go, friends. There you go, chefs. There you go, chefs at home.
Right, so it's starting to become something you can work with and fold.
Yeah. Don't
It'll get to a stage where it becomes really.
done. Yeah.
You need to keep adding more flour. It becomes really sticky. So here's a little tip. If your dough is really sticky and you don't want it to stick to your hands, make sure that your hands
You want me to help you with this, baby?
are wetter than the dough. So if I put my hands in the water, right, I can
Friend of me?
pick up the dough. I can pick up the dough and it doesn't stick to my hands. Right? See? And this is really sticky dough.
Is that
You can see that, right? It's really sticky dough. But because my hands are wetter than the dough, and that's a good tip, it'll prevent it sticking to your hands.
So it's like you touch the bread and it did not even stick to your hands. Whoa, that's cool. And I don't know what we're supposed to do, but alright.
Right, what I must warn you is, out of that measurement of flour, just don't add it all. You need to save some because later when we need it, we're going to put some on the table. So
Really?
what I would do is save 100 grams. Alright?
Right now we're just chilling the
Okay, if you want to follow me, I'm going to add the flour, but I'm going to save 100 grams of flour later for kneading. Alright? So we're just going to add a little bit more here until I've got 100 grams left, which is about there. Now this I can just fold in. Right, I can use this. Alright? If you like to get your hands in, it's okay.
I like to get my hands in. I like to dip my hands in.
But let me show you. Now
Here's the bread right now.
now I'm at a stage where
Where you have to mix
I've got the dough, I
bread.
can fold it.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
happy. So this is 500 grams of flour. This is 500 grams of flour at this
Feel
stage.
it. Feel it. What does
Right.
it feel like?
I'm just gonna
Mix your hand with it.
get all that flour
I feel
worked
so
in.
soft. Oh my goodness. I know, right? It feels so soft when you start touching it. But
Get it all off the bowl.
it feels gooey.
So now I've got a dough. Right,
Like,
a dough I'm happy with.
like there's no
All I've done is just mix that in.
cut.
Right, and that's it for now. Okay guys, it's been an hour.
1 hour.
You can see it has risen a bit, so we're happy with that. Let's see what the other one's like.
Yeah, the other one, I think it worked out. I got it.
Also risen a bit, so we're ready for the next stage.
Yeah, let me
Kneading. Hey, it's been an hour. This is what we're going to do. We're going to knead it for 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to put a bit of flour down.
Yeah, flour. Like I always say.
Take out my dough and use the scraper.
I love flour.
And it goes out on the table.
Tell me when you want to sprinkle flour.
Alright, the kneading process. What's the secret to kneading?
What is it?
You see, it's already got a nice amount of air in it, so I like it. Now what I do is I generally roll it in my hand. You've got to get a feel of it. Yeah? Get a feel of it.
Can I feel it? Can I feel it?
And it's about kind of stretching and rolling. Don't stretch it too far. Don't press too hard. What you don't want is you to really tear it, because when you're kneading, you're creating a tension on the surface, right?
Yeah.
It's going to get sticky. Don't worry about that.
Bit. Don't worry about that bit.
This is why I've got the flour. And when we put the flour down, just light bits of flour. We don't really want to overdo it.
Yeah, it's like this. So I got a bowl of flour here. You sprinkle a bit, and a little bit will fall down from your hand. So I like the same, but it's on a table.
So I'm folding it. I fold it, roll it, and stretch it. And what we're doing is we're creating the gluten to give it strength.
I want to
Right.
mix it. I want to feel it too.
You do the next one.
Yeah, we can both do ours. So you cut a half and cut half. What is that? Ours is in the bowl. That's taken one at a time. Don't waste all the flour. That is definitely not the flour now. It's very noisy. Now it's flouring it all again. I like this bit of flour. You want to feel it? There.
I'm not pressing so hard with my hands, you know.
Yeah. If you press it so hard, it
It's
will
mainly
rip
just with my
like that.
fingertips.
It will rip like that. I got a piece like that, and it just fell out from the flour right now, and he didn't rip it. It just fell out. It happens sometimes when you're shaking the bread. It's because it's on Dad's finger and he shakes it off, and then it makes like a loaf. And when I squeeze it to her, it like kind of makes a crack. So there's a crack there. I don't think I can show you. So this is
My technique is I kind of roll it and stretch it out.
Stretch it.
Then I fold it and then do it again.
Yeah.
That's it.
You just keep on doing the same
Another
thing
bit
over
of
and
flour,
over
just
again.
not loads of flour though,
Are you
just a
hot?
little bit.
Are you wearing
A
this
little
hat?
bit.
Don't. Rosie, don't mess around with the knife. You're so little. Flower time. Bombs. Rosie, you're a bomb. We're on a sword. When swords beat bombs. No bombs beat saw. I know, but if you have an old giant army, some might survive and cut off the bomb parts. See, I built the saw. Oh no, there's only one saw left. Oh no. It's okay because he's got a shield. Oh no, he's got a partner. He's got a partner. Run! He brought upon us shield. Now he's gonna do it. Woo!
Bread. Okay, so I've kneaded it for 10 minutes I'm going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in there. I get my dough. Alright. I'm just going to drop it in my bowl and coat it in the oil. It's called a French fold. If you pick it up like this, on the edges it'll drop down, then hang it down. Then pick it up again from the edges and it's going to fold over. And then you can put that down. And what it's doing is creates air. And the other thing to do is hold your bread, put your finger in the middle, right in the middle like this, and let it kind of hang over your palm of your hand. And then what you're going to do is take with the other hand, fold it underneath. And then these will hang down like this, and you're going to get that and fold it underneath. And you can kind of do this technique. It's kind of how they make pizza dough. Alright, make a ball, and there you go. Don't do it too much. If you do it too much, the air will actually come all the way through to the other side, and then it's going to fall apart. It'll collapse from experience.
Like a stinging pig, it will collapse.
Yeah, you can do a French fold, then just wrap it underneath, put it in the bowl, and I'm going to leave this for another hour. So I'll see you in another hour. You can walk it. So we've had it an hour.
Yeah, an hour.
We've had it an hour.
We had an hour.
What we're going to do next is we're going to shape it into a ball. Then we're going to leave it for 15 minutes. And then we're going to put it in our tins. So out it goes.
I told you. I demonstrate.
Out it goes.
And you're going to make it into a bowl again, right?
Few things that's important to remember. You've got a wet side which is on top, underneath. We've got a dry side. Alright. It's still quite light. We're not gonna do much. I'm just folding this. See how I'm folding it? Alright. I'm just folding this, grabbing the corners into the middle, and I'll just keep working around this until it starts to feel a bit tight.
So it's going to feel like a little bit tight. So it's going to feel like tight. It's going to feel like you're getting cooked. So it's going to feel like that. It's going to feel so soft. And then he's going to add a bit more
And that's
fat.
our first shape.
Yeah, and then you make it rise again, alright? It looks like common.
I'm just going to cover it. So I can do the magic trick. Leave it. 15-20 minutes. Okay, we get our tins ready.
Yeah, this is my tin. I like this tin.
So this is our smaller dough, this is the larger tin.
So this one is, I named this tin Ocean.
Okay, Ocean.
No,
Well, you got two choices. You could either put some oil in there
This is tin Blue.
to stop it from sticking, because you don't want it sticking to the
Yeah, so we're
tin.
going to use some oil.
Or we're going to use some baking paper. This is what I'm going to use. So it's been 20 minutes resting on the table. You can see it's kind of flattened out a bit.
Dad, should I do mine?
No,
And how long do I have to
you do yours after.
Oh.
So we're going to go for a final shape, and then we're going to put it in the tin.
I'm not scared to put it in the tin. What if it collapses?
It won't.
I think it will.
Always keep in mind, we've got the dry side and the wet side. This will always be the top. This will always be the bottom underneath, even when we put it in here. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Of course you're going to cut it off.
just a sprinkle of flour on top.
Hey, should I do my spoon? go
And
far.
I'm going to turn this upside down.
I
Okay.
turn things upside down.
Move that way.
I'll put it.
I'm just letting the dough do what it feels like. If it's loose, I'll pull it. If it's not, alright. So I'm stretching it out. This is wet on top, so it's going to be sticky. While underneath, it's dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoelace it. So I'm going to go left, right, left, right, left, right.
So it's like
And then I'm going to roll it up. So I'll take it, push it over. I'm going to take the other side, I'm going to push it over. See, so I'm doing this shoelace. Right, then I'm going to roll it. Okay. And I'm going to tuck these edges underneath.
Yeah, that's true. It's not hot.
I don't want it to split on the sides. Right, tin.
Tin.
That's it. As you can see, it's quite full. Get these seams covered up, so I don't want
I
it to
didn't
split.
show you my picture I draw, but I didn't draw a picture.
Then that goes into my tin.
Bread. It looks like the bread that has Where's my tin? It's so pretty. It's so pretty over here, but on the crown
Okay.
it's shiny. I like a little, don't I?
So the next step for this is in the oven. We're going to leave this to proof, so it's going to rise for 1 more hour.
Okay.
I'll see you in an hour.
See you in my bye. Wait, what about me? Don't be too serious. Don't be too serious. Don't be too serious.
Right, I've just turned on my oven. We've got 30 minutes before I'm going to put these in. Get my oven nice and warm. It's just a small electric oven, that's all. I'll set this at 250. It's fan assisted, and that's it. Okay, so it's been about an hour. Look at that. Lovely.
Mom,
Yeah.
try about mine, please. Oh, mine is crispy.
Yeah, from the sound of it. You did a good job with your bread, didn't you?
But here's some pineapple jam. It tastes good on it. It tastes so fresh. It actually tastes like. It actually tastes like.
That's the crumb.
Let it melt. I'm ready though.
Is it nice? Yeah. Do you recommend making it again?
I recommend making it again.
Do you think you can do it next time on your own?
Alright. No. It seems like an easy job.
No. This is our bread. Turned out quite successful. Quite happy with it. Give it a go. Like I said, let me know if it works out for you.
In the comments.
Yeah, selamat makan.
Selamat makan.